maybe a full week. I'm not sure. I think it's been a week though. What up, everyone? I like normal streamers. Oh god, there's a scorched. Normal streamers will like wait for people to get to their stream before they get going, but like people don't come to my stream. Like they just kind of pop in and out. So I'm smoking marijuana, by the way. Bitch. You know, so I don't know if it was last time I streamed or maybe the time before that. Actually, no, I never even got to talk about it, I don't think. No, I don't think I did. I was going to, and then I didn't because I was freaking out. Okay, so basically, dear viewers of mine who probably will never see this because they're not watching it right now, I accidentally quit my job without meaning to. And that's a whole long fucking story. So basically, I was lowest level management at a pizza chain, and I've been doing it for probably a cumulative 3 years now, and I've been working for the company since 2012, on and off, with maybe half a year, maybe a whole year where I didn't work at the company. So, whatever that math is. But yeah, I've been with the company for like a while, and I'm not like the best at my job, but I was pretty okay. Like, I was pretty good. I would reckon that I was better than a lot of people who held my same position. But that's debatable. I have my faults and my flaws, for sure. But that's not what the point is. So I've been there for a while. I was pretty decent at my job. You know, we went through this kind of couple months where our management was getting shuffled around. Am I really over encumbered? I know there's enemies nearby. We went through these couple months where our management was getting like shuffled around. Like 1 month we would have one GM and they'd be there for like 2 or 3 months, and then we had another GM, which at one point was my sister. She was at our store for a couple of months, and then after my sister, this lady took over the store, and she was very excited to take over the store because it's very close to her home and blah blah blah, whatever. So she takes over the store, and I've always been very proud of my ability to work with and get along with a vast array of different types of people. Like, I've worked with a lot of different kinds of people in my almost 10 years of working. I've worked with drunks, I've worked with addicts, I've worked with, you know, white people, black people, people from all over the place. I've worked with a lot of fucking different types of people. And I've always been able to, at the least, maintain a level of civility, even with people that I didn't necessarily get along with. And I've always been very proud of that, like my ability to get along with and be civil with pretty much anyone. Oh boy, it's erratic! I'm gonna have to put this story on hold. I've got buddies. not liking it. These are not scorched. I'm not liking it. God. That dough just fucked up that fucking ghoul. Alright, so anyway, back to my story. I was always pretty proud of how easily I got along with other people. And this woman came and took the boy. What? I didn't do nothing to you! What? It's like I have enemy of animals or something. Anyway. Any fucking way. So, then this woman comes along, right? Like, I've always been proud of being able to get along with people, and then this woman comes along, and I do my damnedest. Like, first thing I ever experienced of her, before I've even met her or anything, is my sister, who was in charge before her, coming home and telling me, okay, well, I told Julie, scratch that from the record, Julie, let's just call her Brells. I don't fucking know. I've fucked up. I've fucked up and put my own fucking foot in my mouth. Whatever. We're gonna call her Julia. That's not her name, but it's probably really easy to guess what it is now, based on that. Because what the fuck else could it be? Anyway. She comes home, because we live in the same house, technically. And she's like, yo, okay, so Julia doesn't work Sundays, and my schedule has been Monday through Friday with the occasional weekday off if we were not hitting our numbers and needed to cut down on labor. Monday through Friday, and that had been working very well for me. Even through situations at work that were not ideal, I was able to pull myself together every time and deal with it and get through it and not hate my job, you know? Like, I had a Monday through Friday schedule and I didn't hate my job. I went to work every day ready to make the pizzas and please the people. And it was good. I was good. I did good at my job and I was very proud of myself because I previously had believed that I would not make a good manager. I thought that it was not something I was capable of. Oh no, honey. I hate fucking rad scorpions so much. Fuck off out of here! You know what I hate more than rad scorpions though? Fucking, I don't know how to pronounce it, but cazadors, them fucking big buggies from Fallout New Vegas, those little motherfuckers. I tried replaying Fallout New Vegas recently and I had to stop because fuck cazadors, like I cannot deal with them. I absolutely cannot deal with them. Anyway, what the fuck was I talking about before all of that bullshit? Oh, right. So, I was doing good at my job. And then this woman comes and takes over the store and changes my schedule. And the first thing I learn about her is that she doesn't work Sundays. And I'm like, okay, whatever. Like, that's fine. It's not that big of a deal as long as I still have one weekend day off. I have a reason for that, not just being like, oh, I want the weekends off. Ugh. There's a reason for wanting one weekend day off other than just wanting the weekend off. I guess I should just say it because why the fuck not? It's not like a big secret. Basically, the weekends are my boyfriend's days off, and I wanted to be able to spend full days with him where neither of us had to work and we could, you know, get things done around the house or just fucking chill, like whatever we want to do. Like, so as long as I still had one of those days where that was an option, I was okay with it. And then keep the rest of my schedule the same. Like maybe knock off one of my weekday days switch it to Sunday, keep my schedule mostly the same. Like, it's just one day that's changing. How bad could that be? Really bad, apparently, because as soon as she started making the schedules, it was complete chaos. My schedule was all over the place every week, and my sister said she explained my scheduling needs. Okay, so aside from just wanting to be able to have a weekend day off to be with my man, I also need to keep a consistent schedule. I'm very mentally unwell, one would say. I've got a bevy of mental illnesses, probably. I don't know. I haven't gone to a doctor for it because I'm fucking terrified of going to a doctor for it, and that probably speaks for itself right there. But anyway, so she immediately starts changing my schedule all over the place. It is different every week, and I'm like, whoa, like, what the heck? And so I try to tell her, like, hey, like, I get that you have kids and you have to, like, go to their football games and shit, but, like, this is my mental health, and it's very important to me. So we're gonna have to find, you know, a common ground here and agree on one schedule. And so she says, oh, I'm gonna get this girl from another store to come work on weekends, but only every other weekend, and da-da-da-da-da. I'm like, okay. Oh, also at this point, I'm not dumb. Like, I like to believe well of people, but I also am aware that just like I have to look out for myself, people have to look out for themselves as well. So I mentioned that I want to cut my hours down because I know that this shit's about to be a whole dumpster fire, right? So she's like, oh, well, we can't really do that until I have another manager here, da-da-da-da. Other than finding this woman to fill in weekends every other weekend, she really does not seem to be making any effort to find another manager. And this is going on for a couple of months. I want to say she took over the store probably, God, I don't know. It was after May. It was still summer, I'm pretty sure, but it was the end of summer. So IDK. Let's just say August, end of August, she took over the store. It had to have been like end of one month, beginning of another month, because that's when our periods change and that's when they do their management shuffles. So around then, she takes over the store, and this is all going on over a course of a couple months. And at one point, she goes on her vacation, which she, by the way, takes almost immediately after taking over the store, and for some reason expects me to really, like, feel for her and, like, be like, oh, yeah, girl, you gotta take your vacation. I'm probably really biased because she's been getting on my nerves for months, and I've been trying to, like, give her the benefit of the doubt and be like, oh, she's not that bad, but, fuck that. So she, like, comes in and she's all like, oh man, I used to be a crazy bitch, and I'm so, like, I had kids and now I'm real chill, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. Like, this woman, for one, talks more than anyone I've ever fucking seen in my life, and, like, just doesn't say anything. She just says the same shit over and over again. And, like, you try to have a conversation back, but it's just really not possible. It's really not. You can have what appears to be a conversation with Julia, but it's not a real conversation. It's Julie, talking about herself and her life and her friends and her kids, and like that's it. Like I get talking about yourself. I'm a Gemini. I can talk about myself for fucking ever, but I also will listen when someone is talking about themselves, you know. This woman does not do that at all. She does not listen to a single thing you say, and I know this because I told her, and we'll get to why this is relevant later, but I told her at one point, I think I'm going to have to step down soon. And by step down, I mean go from my lowest level management position to just a regular in-store crew member. Like, just step back down a rung and wait until my mental health gets itself back together, because it was getting really bad, and it got really bad really fast. But anyway, I told her this, you know, and oh god, I'm out of fusion cores. That's not good. Am I anywhere near a station? Not really. I hope I can fast travel. Eat my butthole. They don't even know where I am. They're all fighting each other. Just let me fast travel out of here. They don't give a fuck about me. Theme of today's stream. They don't give a fuck about me. There we go. Fuck, what was I saying though? Oh, okay. So, I had told her that I think I need to step down. She didn't fucking listen at all. Like, I don't think that that was ever, like, it did not store itself in her mind as information that she knew. And at one point, a woman had come into the store, like, looking for a job, and I was like, oh, you know, we're really only hiring for delivery drivers, because that was the case. Like, nobody ever came in looking for a management position. The only people that really came in were either looking for a driver position or an in-store position. So, she came in and she was like, oh no, like, I would like to try to be a manager. I would like to apply with the intention of being a manager. And like, granted, this woman was kind of shady looking, but there's a lot of shady people at Papa John's. That, well, it's out there now. Wow. Oh, okay. I just spoiled the beans. I mean, spilled the beans. God damn it. Alright, well, whatever. I'm not gonna do it again. There's a lot of shady people in that particular company. So, I was like, you know what? I'll pass the information in both directions. If they decide to hire her, then they decide to hire her. Whatever. It's not my business. We had been going through something of a drought in employees. Like, we could not find drivers, and managers and GMs were quitting left and right. Like, it was bad. So I was like, fuck, like, if someone wants a job as a manager, like, that's probably, they probably want to know. So I was like, oh, okay, well, that's good, because I'm thinking of stepping down. So we might need a manager soon. And she's like, oh, okay, and she, like, kind of talks to me, like, a lot, and I don't really like that, because shut up and leave me alone. I'm working. But, like, I'm like, whatever, like, I'll chat with her. It wasn't super busy, so I was like, man, I'll fucking whatever. So, like, a few days later, Julia comes in, and she's like, why didn't you tell me you were planning on stepping down? And I was like, pretty sure I did, but, like, also, like, yeah, like, not, like, right this second, but soon I'm gonna need to. Like, I'm getting bad, bro. Like, I go days without showering, my dude. Like,
Welcome,
I'm getting
citizen.
bad. I
I
can
am
see myself
authorized
getting
to
bad, and
trade
I need to step
supplies.
down for my own mental health. And she's like, okay, well, I'll have to find another manager, but I'm not hiring that woman. She's really shady. And I'm like, yeah, she was really shady. I don't blame you. Um, so that's that. Like, I don't really bring it up again for a little while because I'm like, all right, well, like, she's gotta know now, right? Like, she's gotta know now. Um, so a few months go by, and like shit just progressively gets worse and worse. Like, my schedule stabilizes for like maybe 2 seconds and then immediately goes back to complete chaos. And at one point, oh, I never finished saying about when she went on her vacation and left me and my co-worker, the other shift lead, like, left us in charge of the store, but did not communicate anything to us. Not even like, okay, you guys are in charge until I get back. Like, which, I mean, maybe probably goes without saying, but the way our store was structured, we went from a switch from a corporate to franchise. And it was the entire area, like every single store in the state got bought out by a franchisee. And so we all had recently gone from a switch to corporate to franchise. So how it used to be would be there would be the GM, and then there would be the MD, which is the manager designate. And that's who would be like acting GM when the GM is sick or goes on a vacation, you know. But franchise pretty much just got rid of that. They said, no, we don't need that. It's out of here. I don't know why. Whatever. So we don't have an MD. We don't have that position anymore. So it never even crossed my mind, like, oh, I'm gonna be in charge of the store while she's on vacation or anything. I just kind of assumed that since franchise doesn't have MDs, that they had their own system in place for situations where the GM, who is trained to do all of the things that a GM does, which, you know, regular shift leads are not trained to do, because we don't need to ever unless we're an MD or a GM. I forgot what the original sentence was, but like basically, like, I assumed that they had their own system in place for that, and nothing was ever communicated to me. I don't know if it was communicated to my coworker because I honestly was too fucking stressed out to even ask, but I'm gonna assume not. But I get my schedule for the week she's on vacation, and I'm scheduled 40 hours, which, yes, 40 hours is a typical work week, but for a weak-ass bitch like me who has no control of her mental health, that's way more. Like, I need to do 30 hours a week, and more than that is really pushing it. So my 40-hour schedule was and without knowing I was going to get a 40-hour schedule at that. Like, if I had had some warning, it might not have been so jarring, but just one day is like, oh, I have a 40-hour schedule. What the fuck? Oh, right, my boss is going on vacation. I guess this is just my life now. And then a few days into that week, shit was going down, and like everybody was like talking to me, like, our DO was talking to me about, like, what we should do about this situation. I don't even remember what it was, but, like, shit was fucking rolling downhill to me. I was having to do shit that the GM was supposed to do. Like, I wasn't prepared for it. So it kind of, like, shook me up a lot. Like, I ended up having somewhat of a mental breakdown that week. And I ended up texting my boss and saying, like, I cannot do this. I thought you knew I could not do this, but in case you did not know that I cannot do this, I am telling you right now I cannot do this. So don't you dare ever do this to me again. I've always been very vocal about the fact that I have no interest in being a GM. Absolutely no interest. It is not something that I want for myself in any way, shape, or form. I do not want to be a GM. Ever. I've thought about it too. It's not even something that I haven't thought about. I've considered doing it and weighed the pros and cons of it, and it is not something I want for my life. So I also, in that respect, do not want to be your acting GM, especially if you have not notified me of it. Like, no, fuck you. So this bitch, she's all like, okay, like, I'll just try and find another manager, blah, blah, blah. Like, we'll work it out, and, like, blah, blah, blah. Oh, and also, the second time that she was informed of my intention to step down, she hit me with the, I thought I was doing good. Like a guilt trip. Like a whole ass guilt trip. Because I wanted to step down. Like, I thought I was doing good. I thought we were working together. Like, a little bit, but not enough, you know? And things just progressively were getting worse and worse. Like, part of the duties of a shift lead... Is there someone in my camp? Part of the duties of a shift lead are to count inventory every night. That's like a non-negotiable thing. Like, we have to count inventory every night. It's part of our job description. And I used to, like, counting inventory at the end of the night used to be one of my absolute favorite things to do at my job. Like, I really enjoyed it. It was great. It was my like quiet time to just like count things and get away from all the crazy people calling my name, and it was just nice. But after Julia took over our store, I could no longer do it. It just was not possible because she would not really prepare our store for business, like, at all. She would pretty much prep for herself. I don't know if this guy can hear me. I don't think so. Anyway, she would pretty much just prep for herself, and then maybe a little bit for the dinner rush, but that was it. So every night that I worked, because I would sometimes work mornings and sometimes work nights, every single night that I worked and had to come in and close the store after her open, it was just like absolute chaos and more stress than it was worth. My pay was not great. Like, I was making maybe $1 more than minimum wage. And that's after 6 years of experience, give or take, just with the company in general, and 3 years of experience in a management position, give or take. So, like, it just really, it was a lot, and it was not worth it to keep doing it, especially with the damage that it was doing to my mental health. I my job performance dropped to a standard that I can't like that's not okay. My job performance was at an all-time low, and I've had some low points with the company. Like, I've had some real, like, fuck this job moments, and never had my job performance drop that drastically low. Um, and it wasn't that I couldn't handle my job. Like, I used to work in a much busier location, and I could handle my job. I just could not handle nobody else really giving a shit about their job, you know, because I do give a shit about my job. Maybe I don't want to be a GM, but I do give a shit about my job. There's something very fulfilling for me about being in a support position. So it wasn't good. I was not happy with my job performance, my quality of life at my job. It just was not great. And I didn't want to leave the company. I didn't. I just wanted to step down. Maybe bide my time until another management change and see if I could maybe dabble my foot back in to management if things got, you know, maybe better around the store. I didn't want to quit my job because I've put so much time into working there. Until I find something that actually is what I want to do, I don't want to have to start over at a different company. Like, even if that company can give me way better shit, like, I don't necessarily want to start over somewhere else. So, I didn't want to quit. I just wanted to step down. Even if that meant leaving and going to a different store, because we already had 2 in-store crew, and that's pretty much all we needed. So I understood that there was a possibility that I would have to go to another store, and that was a possibility that I would accept. And all I wanted to do was step down. So, fast forward to about 2 weeks ago. My mom has a really bad heart attack, like a really bad one. Like, she said it's called a widowmaker, and apparently it's like one of the worst heart attacks you can have. Like, it was bad, and it really freaked me out because I've had a kind of not great relationship with my mom. Oh, hey Willow. I've had a not great relationship with my mom for quite some time, and it really made me think about a lot of things and kind of freak out about a lot of things, and it was rough. I was feeling really crazy. And I tried, like, I had to work. I found out Friday night about my mom's heart attack, and I had to work Sunday morning, and excuse me. I had to work Sunday morning, and I had messaged my GM at one point and was like, hey, like, my mom had a heart attack, and I think I'll still be able to work Sunday morning, but can you just schedule me off for Monday? Like, I need a day to chill. And she didn't say anything about scheduling me off Monday, which it drives me nuts when you're, like, trying to communicate with somebody and they just are not helping at all. Like, they just, like, don't respond to what you're saying to them, and it's like, please, can you just, like, give me an affirmative yes or no? Like, all I need is a yes or no answer. Like, can you give me off Monday? If not, what the fuck ever. But then, like, Saturday night, I try to go to sleep because I had to open. So I try to go to sleep, and it's just not working. Like, I'm just in a really bad place. I'm freaking out. Like, I still hadn't heard from my mom. At this point, like, I didn't really know much. I just knew that she had a heart attack, and it was bad, and she had to have surgery. I was freaking out because also my mother lives 12 hours from me in a different state. So I was feeling some type of way about the fact that I couldn't just go and see her. Like, I was not feeling too hot about that, and was looking up Greyhound tickets to her, even though I probably couldn't afford them. So I was in a bad place, and I messaged my boss, and I said, hey, I know I said I could probably work today, but I'm not able to. I'm sorry. I was fully intending to come in, but shit just happened the way it happened. And she doesn't respond to me. And I'm like, okay. Well, that's really weird, but okay. Or no, she does respond to me, but she just says, call the DO, I'm on my way to da-da-da-da-da. And side note, I haven't had a phone for probably 4 months now. Maybe going on 5. I've been phoneless for a hot minute, and only up until maybe the past month and a half did she finally get that through her head that I don't have a fucking phone.
Don't stab other customers while they shop.
But I digress. Anyway, so what did I just do? I have no idea what I just did.
At a hard day of killing and looting,
So,
don't want to it back yourself.
I really lost my train of thought. Oh, right. So she just says that, and like, I get the message like after I've finally managed to fall asleep. Like, sent her my message at probably 5 in the morning. Didn't hear back for like an hour, and then finally managed to fall asleep because I had not managed to get any sleep at all. Really since Friday night. I maybe had gotten 5 hours, maybe, broken up here and there. So, I was in a state, I would not have been able to function. And, so, she doesn't say anything back to me. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to sleep. And then, later that morning, I guess after she had gotten the message, she called my sister. And my sister called my boyfriend, and I hadn't even told him that I called out. Like, I just did it and then fucking went to sleep. And, he's like, you called out? And I'm like, yeah, I did, I can't do it. My sister's like, she just sent me a screenshot of your message, and I don't know what she wants from me. All I have is this screenshot, which is like, you know, she does that all the time. She'll just send someone a screenshot and expect them to decipher what the fuck she means by that. And she's like, I don't know what this means. Like, is she trying to get me to come in and cover your shift? Like, are you okay? And I was like, yeah, I can't do it today. Like, I can't. I thought I could, but I can't. And she was like, okay, go back to sleep. But leave your key downstairs because maybe I will go in and cover if she can't find anyone. I don't have anything to do. And I was like, okay. Oh my god. Sorry. So that happens, and I'm not scheduled again until like the next Wednesday. And I'm like, okay, like I'm gonna take a few days, calm myself the fuck down, and then I will go back to work, and it will be excuse me, it will be fine. And spoiler alert, it didn't work out that way. So the 2 days I spent in kind of like a depressed sludge. It was really bad, like really bad. I was not well. And like I know probably a lot of people who are listening to this, because I got so many viewers, are probably like, it's just a heart attack, chill, like your mom is fine, like what is your damage? And to that I say, fuck you. I am mentally unwell. And I'm not going to really go into all of the details of why I am mentally unwell, because it's not anybody's goddamn business. But to put it very loosely, I recently discovered something about myself that I sort of suspected, but told myself I was making up for quite some time, and it's a very highly personal thing that I have only been able to open up to maybe 4 or 5 people about, and it's difficult. It's very difficult. It's a very difficult fucking thing. So, what the fuck is attacking my camp? So, it's none of your business why I'm mentally unwell. You will just have to take my word for it, or don't. Whatever. Oh! Me Little John is fucking up my camp. Okay, Me Little John. Okay. Okay. You wanna be a big bitch? Okay. Where you at, Me Little John? I see you. Oh, maybe I don't. Where you at? Where are you at? You wanna fuck with my camp? You wanna fuck on me? You want to fuck on me? You better not have broke my crops. I will fucking shit in your eyeballs. Are you running? Because you better be. Little bitch. Bitch. I shot him in his butthole. Taking all this shit from you too. Damn. Come at me again, bro. Come at me again, bitch. Fuck you. Anyway. So. I spent 2 days in a real fucking bad place. And when it came time for me to go to work again, I once again was fully intending to go to work. I went and tried to go to bed at a very reasonable time because I was scheduled to open. And a little bit of side information, when I'm scheduled to open, I'm usually scheduled what a typical GM's shift would be, which is 9 to, like, 7 or 8. Which is, a bit much, because when you have to go through both lunch and dinner rushes, it's a bit fucking much when you're not getting paid that fucking much. So, you broke my fucking plants, little shithead. Whatever. Oh, you back? You back? 'Cause I'll fuck you up. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck on out of here. I'm not fucking playing with you, me little John. I can do this all goddamn day. What are you doing? Where are you going? You scared? You better be fucking scared. And you better keep fucking going. You better fucking go. Go. Get out of here. Run away. Get out of here. Fuck with my camp. Get out of here. Get the fuck out of here. I will fuck you up. Touch one hair of my fucking camp's head. And I will fucking kill you. Don't even go into my camp. Don't even go into my camp. Get out of my camp. Get out of here. Bitch. Anyway. So, I try to go to sleep for my next shift. And get the fuck out of here. Go. Get away from my camp. I swear to God, if he comes back, it's fucking annoying. I'm trying to tell a story, bitch. Anyway, any fucking way. So, I fully intend to go to work that day, but once again, like, I'm laying there and I'm thinking about how I just can't fucking even think about going into work and staying there until 8 o'clock and talking to people and explaining what happened multiple times and, you know, dealing... This guy is still here? Holy shit. Anyway, like, I can't do it. Like, it's beyond my capabilities. So I have a panic attack because I can't sleep, because all I can think about is how much I cannot at the moment. Like, all I can think about is how I can't fucking do it. And so I call out. I don't call out because I don't have a phone, but I message my boss and I say, look, I can't do this. I have to step down, like, immediately. I can't do this right now. It's not in my capabilities. My mental health is a complete mess. And I'm sorry to put you in this position, I honestly am, but that's just how it is. That's just the situation we're in. And I said I understand if I can't stay on at the store because, you know, I get it. You don't need an insider necessarily, even though honestly, yeah, they did. Like they need a good insider, and the good insider they had never comes to work anymore. And the insider they do have sucks and is not really attempting to get better, it seems like. So, you know, there's that. But, you know, I said I have to step down effective immediately. And I never got a response. Not a single response. Not an okay, not a can we talk about this, not a, you know, like nothing. Not even like a how dare you do this out of nowhere like this, blah 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 blah. Just nothing. Like radio silence. I know she's read the message because it shows you on Facebook when someone has read your message. So I'm just like, okay, I don't know what that means, but I guess I will wait for the schedule to come out and see if I'm on it. And I guess that's really all I can do, because I'm not going to keep messaging her, because I don't like confrontation. And I know that she's probably going to get very confrontational. So, it doesn't behoove me. So I wait. Schedule comes out. I'm not on it. And I'm like, okay, that kind of really sucks, but okay. A few days later, I get a message from one of my coworkers saying, hey, Chuck, oh god damn it, I keep name dropping. Chucky wants to know if you're gonna bring your key by soon. And I'm like, oh shit, that's right. I have to return my key if I'm stepping down. Like, that only makes sense. And I was like, oh yeah, my bad. Like, I completely forgot. Now, mind you, I'm not getting this from my boss. I'm getting this from a driver, a delivery driver. A secondhand message, a really third-hand message, because it came from the other shift lead, not the GM herself. So I'm getting this third-hand message asking me to bring my key, and I'm like, oh shit, yeah, like no problem, my bad. And then the girl who messages me is like, I miss you, and I'm like, I miss you too. Like, I don't really know what's going on. I stepped down, but Julie never. God damn it! I just did it again. I stepped down, but she never, you know, said anything to me after that, so I don't really know if, like, if I'm fired. And I was like, I guess that means I'm fired, so okay. And then I was out at the time, like I was not at home.
Previously,
So
loot for sale.
I go
Mostly
home and I get on
blood-free.
the computer because she had texted my boyfriend's phone. I go home and I get on the computer and I have a message from an ex-coworker who still would visit the store sometimes, and a message from that shift lead as well, that
fingers.
a shift lead that had asked the girl to send the message along. The one from the shift lead was like, hey, can you bring the key? I guess he realized that I wouldn't see the message anytime soon, and then asked the girl to message me as well, which is cool, whatever, that makes sense. And then I have a message from the ex-coworker asking me why I left the company. And it's then that it hits me that my boss took my message as me quitting altogether. And I went and freaked out and read that message over and over again, trying to see if anywhere I had implied that I was going to quit. And no, it was pretty clear that I was willing to stay on as an in-store employee. It was really clear that I was willing to stay, but understood that that might not be possible. So I messaged back my old coworker and I said, I didn't, but thanks for the heads up. I guess I quit my job. And I messaged the shift lead back and I'm like, yeah, no, I didn't quit, but yeah, like, no problem, I'll bring my key when I get a chance. And he responds and says, yeah, I haven't seen you, so I didn't know what was going on. Julie just said that you quit. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I'm freaking out. I start messaging friends that I have in other stores, and I'm like, yo, I just quit my job, apparently. I didn't mean to, but do you have any insider positions? Because I need to work. Like, I can't just not have a job.
Acceptable. Here.
And they're like, oh fuck, like, no, I don't. The only one who might is my old GM from way back in the day, and I'm still waiting to hear back about that. It's kind of driving me nuts because, Jesus fucking Christ.
This vendor unit is
So yeah,
with
that's the story of how I quit my job without even realizing that I was quitting my job. It's pretty crazy how that can fucking happen. I'm pretty pissed off about it because it looks really bad on me. Like, really bad. It looks fucking terrible. Like,
get your rating supplies.
it
Here.
really pisses me off because
I don't care.
she could have at the very least, said something to me, you know, anything. She could have spoken to me at all about the situation instead of just assuming I was quitting. So yeah, that's a quick update on my fucking life. Since not working for her, my mental health has actually improved drastically. I don't know if that's evident through this stream or not, but it has. My skin's clearing up. I'm getting back into a routine because I had a routine and then she completely fucked it up. But yeah, everyone, fucking just a cautionary tale. If you're trying to step down from a management position, make sure you do it with someone who's not a fucking idiot, first of all. And if they don't answer you, make them. Because I still haven't fucking spoken to her at all because I'm just so angry. I'm so angry about the whole situation. So I haven't said shit to her. And she hasn't said shit to me. I'm gonna go ahead and call it here because I need to make some cigarettes and I have to pee and I also really need to eat something. What is going on over here? Excuse me. Can you not? Oh my god. Oh, it's iron. Anyway, yeah. That's the skinny dip of my life. I might stream again later. I might not. I don't know. See ya, I guess.